friends, it's Kayla Moran and welcome back to the Let's Get Candid podcast. Happy Thursday, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, midnight, whatever time you're listening. It's currently almost 12:30, and I have a final in 2 days, one down, two to go, and I really don't want to miss an episode just because I'm studying for finals, so I'm squeezing this in between working on my outline for family law. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about on this episode. Short and sweet solo episode. Just want to give you guys a little life update and tell you what I've been up to and how I've been doing. We haven't done a real solo in a while since my wellness episode. I think that was episode 4, so if you want to go back and listen to it. And then my Legally Blonde episode was just about my reflections on the movie. I didn't really give you much about what was going on in my personal life, so wanted to do that really fast for you guys, more so than just an intro. But to kick off the episode, I wanted to do my suck and sweet of the week. And my suck of the week is that it's finals and my sleep schedule is all out of whack, and I can't wait to be done next Wednesday and go home and just sleep in for a few days. But I already have so many plans when I get home that I will have to wait to sleep in until next weekend. But that's okay. My mom always says sleep when you're dead, and to some extent I agree, but I love my sleep, and sleep is so important. So I definitely try to get my sleep in, but times like these, you just got to keep pushing through, and finals are important. So is this podcast, which is why I am staying up late to work on the episode for you guys. But to be honest, even if I didn't have a podcast episode, I would still be going on my outline. But yeah, that's my suck of the week, that it's finals week and that I'm losing a lot of sleep and just exhausted. My body hurts from sitting in a chair all day long, and it's really cold outside. It's like 30 degrees right now. It's freezing, and that kind of sucks too, having to walk from the parking garage to my law school building in the cold, and I'm just not accustomed to the cold. So also can't wait to be back in Miami for sunshine and warmth, because it just feels so good on my skin, and it just really does something for me. The energy transfer, and just feeling the warm sunshine, it reinvigorates me, and it inspires me, and it makes me want to keep striving for my dreams and goals and keep pushing forward. And my sweet of the week is that I have some really exciting opportunities and plans in the works, and just, I've lost a lot of friends in the last few years on my self-growth journey, and, setting boundaries and really just figuring out what I want and who I want in my life and who I want to be in my life as well. And I've lost a lot of friends, but I've also made a lot of friends on social media. And just this week, the last 2 weeks really, I've been going through a lot in my personal life. If you follow me on Instagram, which you should, at Kayla Moran, it's linked in the show notes for you below. You know that I've been sharing it on my blog and on my Instagram, and just the ups and downs of anxiety and depression, and fall, winter, finals week, and just life in general happening. But it's really sweet knowing that I have some really great people in my corner and some really amazing friends, and unfortunately they're not with me in Knoxville, which is hard, but thankfully with technology, phone calls, FaceTimes, text messages, DMs, we're always chatting, and it means so much to me to have friends in my corner that I know I can go to. And yeah, so that's my sweet of the week, is knowing that I have people I can go to, and just really being able to depend on them in a time in my life where, I'm doing really well, all things considered, and I'm actually in a really good place, but, I still have my bad days, and finals week is stressful, and, my stress and anxiety is a little higher than normal, and, just needed a friend, needed a shoulder to cry on, needed a friend to lean on. So it was really nice being able to reach out to people that I don't necessarily always talk to every single day, but when I need them, they're there. And that's kind of what I want to talk about in this episode. So just wanted to share, a little bit more about true friendship and what that means to me. And I have a whole episode with my childhood best friend. I've known her since I was 10 years old. I am 24. That is wild that we've known each other for over half our lives. And I have that episode coming out in the future. I keep pushing that one back just because it's really long and I don't want to edit it too much. Obviously, except for when we talk about people we know and stuff. But I just haven't had the bandwidth to sit down and edit that episode for you guys, but it's coming. But I just want to talk about friendship because people think that friendship means that, you have to talk all the time, you have to go out all the time, you have to be social, and you have to be doing stuff, and you have to know everything about that person all the time, and you have to know where they are, and you have to agree with them on everything. And yeah, I mean, that's friendship in some way, but is that necessarily a healthy friendship? I don't know. I guess it depends on the person and their boundaries. But I've noticed that my true friends are people that I don't talk to day to day. I don't even talk to them weekly sometimes, but they're people that I know I can depend on and I can call or text, and they may not answer right away, but when they do answer, we can have a conversation. And these are people that I've known for a lot longer, usually. But also people that I've just met and people that I met on social media. So I have my childhood best friend that I met when I was 10. I have another childhood really close friend from 8th grade. So 2 years later, also I was 12 or 13 maybe, when we got really close, and we still talk every couple months. We try to make it a point that every time I'm home on break, we go get dinner. Or not every time, but every time I'm home for an extended period of time, so summer and winter break. So hopefully we will be able to get dinner sometime soon, while I'm home starting next week for a month. And then I have some really close friends that I've made in the last few months on social media, and they've become IRL friends. And if you follow me on social media, you know who they are, because I'm always shouting them out and I'm always sharing the love on their content, what they're doing, and it's just something really special to be able to support your friends. And even if they're not on social media in the content creator capacity, influencer capacity, you can still support them and share the love and just whatever they're doing, hype them up, whether it's on Instagram or privately. And I do both, and it's really nice to get that reciprocated. But the other thing about friendship is that you can meet people and then not really talk to them for years, and then they become your friends, out of nowhere, because you have a shared experience. And that is something that has happened to me recently. I was in a sorority in college, and while I was in a sorority in college, I was a Rho Gamma, and there's different names for this, but it's basically where you're a recruitment counselor, and I take off my letters for the entire summer to help other girls find theirs and run home to their home. And that's super cheesy, but it was actually probably my second favorite experience and best experience in college. First one being Nighthon Dance Marathon, which I want to talk all about that and philanthropy and why I love philanthropy and giving back so much. Getting choked up here, in a future episode. But being a Rho Gamma was the second best experience in college for me, because not because I had to take off my letters and be surrounded by girls that weren't in my sorority, because that, I did that all the time. Going out or being at a fraternity house, I was always around girls in other sororities and I was friends with them, and I was never one of those girls that only hung out with my sorority and was ew, you're a whatever, I can't be friends with you. I was never that girl. I was friends with everyone. And I still am friends with everyone unless you wrong me, and that's a whole nother story. Boundaries are very important. But anyway, being a Rho Gamma, I got really close to 3 girls each in different chapters than I was, and I stayed really close with 2 of them post-graduation. But while I was in college, one of them I got really close to that was in a different sorority from me, I would hang out with her a lot at her boyfriend at the time's fraternity, or just going out or events or whatever. And I got to meet a couple of her sorority sisters, and through there and just people we knew and people in common and Instagram and Facebook, I met this girl, Maddie, and Maddie has become truly one of my best friends now. We were talking the other day about how we would be each other's bridesmaids, And we were not friends in college, and we haven't true friends. Like, we knew each other. We knew of each other. I don't even remember if like we ever talked in person in college. We just like followed each other on social media and like hyped each other up from afar. And we're like, hey girl, how's it going? Like, you look so good. Like, see you later. Or like, what bar are you going to later? See you there. Like, that was the extent of our relationship in college. But we both went to law school, and now we're both 3Ls and about to graduate in a few months. And we're just bonding so much more about life, law school, relationships, friendships, like personal struggles, and just like what it means to be a 20-something woman trying to start their career and navigate it all. And it's just, she's become a true friend to me, and I literally would not have been able to get through the last few weeks without her, and just finals week. And she is in a relationship, but I am actively dating, and being able to talk to her about like the ups and downs of dating apps and meeting people online, and just the woes. And it's just a lot of fun, and we have so much fun together, and we have some really exciting things in the works, her and I together, and just we have so many good ideas. And just having a hype woman truly just means like the world to me, and it's never something that growing up I thought I could have. Even Amber, my friend that I've been friends with since I was 10, like, we truly have a deep love for each other and a deep respect for each other, and we'll always be there for each other. But like, and we hype each other up, don't get me wrong, but it's like, we do so completely, totally different things. So she doesn't get what I do. I don't necessarily get what she does. And, we support each other, and we love each other, and we uplift each other, and we do everything we can for each other, but we can't always understand. We can't always relate. So having Maddie that I can relate to is just so special. And also my mentor in law school, Yasmin, who is 2 years above me in school, she is a practicing attorney, and she moved away from Knoxville when she got her job, and I'm really sad about that. But I've gone to visit her, and she's coming to my graduation, and that just means the world to me. And she's also someone that I literally talk to every single day, and I would not have been able to get through the last 3 years without. But really also just like the last few months, these two women, well, three, Amber included, and Natalie, my boss and also one of my really close friends, have really just been there for me. And I've been going through, mental health struggles, my anxiety and depression, stress, not sleeping. Luckily, I've been eating better because I've been forcing myself to get groceries and do something with them. But, sometimes I'll skip meals, and that's not good. Remembering to drink a lot of water, but I've just been really emotionally drained lately, and having these girls that I can rely on just means the world to me, and it's never something I thought I could have. And Amber and I talk all about that in our friendship episode, so stay tuned for that. Probably in like 2 or 3 weeks, when I don't have finals and I have time to sit down and edit it. I promise it'll come before the end of the year, because I think it's a really great episode to start the new year off with. And I have some really amazing episodes coming in the new year as well that I've already recorded and that I'm planning to record with some really amazing guests. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick life update on what I've been up to, which is finals week, and just kind of navigating, my mid-20s and dating and figuring my life out. And just, yeah, I've been really just in a weird place, but in a good place. I decided to go back to therapy. I mentioned that in last week's episode, and I've only done a few sessions, and really I'm still in the, explaining what I want to work on phase, and, talking about things that I thought I've worked through, but maybe I didn't really work through as much, and I still need to work through, and navigating that. And with respect to the people in my life that I talk about in therapy, I'm not going to share what it is. But yeah, I've been going back to therapy, so I've just been emotionally drained, and, that adds to my stress and anxiety, of course. And, actively dating, and that has its own, stressors, and they're a lot more arbitrary, but a lot of my issues in therapy have to do with intimacy and relationships and, that kind of thing, which I've shared in my wellness episode as well. So it's sometimes hard for me because I can get really close to a guy and really enjoy talking to someone, but then, it comes to a certain point where just I'm not interested anymore, or, something turns me off, or I just, I feel like I lost that connection, that spark, or just something in me is saying like, this isn't right, which is totally normal and totally healthy to listen to my gut and just say like, this isn't right for me. But it's also hard when I'm dating guys in Miami and I'm currently not in Miami. So I'm just talking to them for a while and then like, oh, I'll see you when I'm home. And that, like, now it's a week away, but it used to be like a month away. So that's a little weird. And if you guys want a dating episode, please let me know. I have a couple guests in mind for that, but also can just do a solo episode on it if you have questions for me. So DM me if you have questions about that. But yeah, so it's been a roller coaster with just getting to know people and meeting people, and also just putting energy into dating, but also talking to people online, just making friends online on social media, girls and guys. And I realize, I love seeing what people are doing on stories and posts, and I, want to engage, and I comment and I DM and I respond to a story, and I'm having like these really amazing conversations with people, and then they all of a sudden die down because these people have also a lot of followers, and they are having a million of these conversations, and it could just get lost in the shuffle, or I tend to talk a lot, so maybe they get tired of that. But it's a little discouraging sometimes when you are building a relationship with someone online, then all of a sudden it kind of fades away, and it could just be the season of life that they're in. Maybe they're going through something and they're not checking their messages. Whatever the case is, I totally understand, but doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. So that's something I've been working on, and definitely something I want to work on in therapy. And I think I wouldn't say I have abandonment issues, because I don't, no one's ever abandoned me, but definitely have I get really close to someone really fast, or at least I want to, and it's like that rush, and then when they're not as interested anymore, I'm like, well, now what do I do? Although when it comes to dating, I'm very quick to when I'm not interested anymore, I'm able to turn it off. So I'm like, that's a double standard. But therapy, that's why we go to therapy, to work out the inner workings of our brain and figure out why we feel the way we feel and why we think the way that we do, and work on it. I'm really excited to go home next week, have some really exciting plans and events and people that I'm going to be meeting and content to shoot, and just really excited to pursue some business ideas that I have in the works, and just get some time to relax. Of course, school stops, but my paper will still be going until January, and I'm not me if I just take a full-on 4-week vacation. I don't know how to do that, but I definitely will be taking 1 to 2 day mini trips and staycations and things like that in between. And we're going skiing in Breckenridge, Colorado. And I learned to ski in Breckenridge when I was 6, and I skied pretty much every year up until 7th grade. And then I went skiing with a sprained ankle, and I don't know if there was an accident or something, but I think I just got psyched out, and I didn't go skiing again after that until 2017, so 7 years later, and I haven't skied since then. So it's been now 4 years since I've gone skiing. So I will be on the bunny slope. Catch me on the bunny slope, and then maybe 1 or 2 greens, because the Rockies are definitely a lot sharper than North Carolina, where I skied pretty much the rest of the time. And I'm a little scared, but it'll be fun. I'm excited to go to Colorado. I haven't been there literally since I was 6, and just explore a new city and just spend some quality time with family, and really just get to unwind and relax and do some really cool things. We're going snowmobiling with the Huskies, so I'm really, really excited for that. I work at Rella. We're launching soon. I have a podcast episode coming up with Natalie, who I work with and is also one of my really good friends, and she's the founder of Rella Social. And yeah, the app is launching on January 18th. Pre-orders are available now, which is really cool, so go check it out in the App Store. Shameless plug for a really cool company and app, and just a really great community to be a part of, and there's a Slack group for that, so I'll link that as well in the show notes. But yeah, I'm just really loving working at Rella and all the opportunities that it's given me, and I'm starting a new part-time job in January with a female lawyer, entrepreneur, and working on the contract side of law and social media and business, and just really learning the intricacies of contract law and some other stuff. I'll share more as the opportunity starts to happen and I'm in it, but I'm really, really excited, and I just have this really cool feeling about all these projects and opportunities that I have to build the career and life that I want for myself. And that's the other thing I really want to talk about, and then I'll wrap this up because it's short and sweet, and it's 22 minutes long, and it's almost 1 a.m. But it's, as a 3L going into winter break, it's the time of year where a lot of people are starting to get job offers, and they're accepting them, and they know where they're going to be come August, September, October, when they get their results on the bar. And, I just want to say it's okay not to know, and I'm in that boat. I don't know where I'm going to be in August. I have no idea. Hopefully in Europe on my bar trip. But after that, I really have no idea. And, you look at my resume, you hear me talk about what I'm passionate about and my business ideas and all that, and you think like, oh, that girl's got it all figured out. Like, sky's the limit for her. And yeah, that's absolutely true. But I have no idea. And, that's kind of the beauty of it, is that I get to pave my own way, and I'm getting to figure it all out, and a lot can happen between now and August and September. That's like 8-9 months away. We all learned that very fast 2 years ago, almost. Wow, that's wild, 2020. But that things can happen really fast. So, I'm just learning to trust the process, and, everything happens for a reason, and whatever job is meant for me will come my way, whether I create it or I meet someone who's going to get me there, or someone I've already met is going to be the person to hire me and give me an opportunity to, see what I'm made of. But, it's a little hard sometimes. It's discouraging for sure, not getting caught in the noise and getting discouraged when you're really happy for your friends and your classmates. And I am unbelievably happy for all of them, and I celebrate them, and being happy for them doesn't take away from my own happiness and security and belief in myself. It doesn't, but it's a little discouraging sometimes, not really having something to share when everyone's sharing really good news. And like, my news is that I had a really cool podcast episode, which is awesome, and it's amazing in and of itself, and it shouldn't discredit that. And they're also really excited for me and really happy for me. It just sometimes doesn't feel the same because it's not the same exact thing, and I do want a job post-graduation. I do want to be a lawyer. I wouldn't still be here this close to graduation if I didn't. But yeah, so that's another big stressor that's been going on in my life that I haven't really talked about anywhere, just because I haven't really known how to vocalize that. And the other caveat, or not caveat, the other aspect of that I went on a spiral this morning, and I DM'd and texted a couple of my friends on about, is, I don't feel that a traditional law firm job is for me. I'm not closing the door on it. I'm leaving the door open. I'm open to it. I am manifesting the right job for myself, though, and I think a entrepreneurship adjacent route is a lot more my speed. So working with someone who is an entrepreneur and helping them build their business and learning from a young and hungry team and being a part of somewhere new that is entering the social media space and social media law space, because it's an emerging industry and there's so much to be done. I think that is a lot more where my focus is, and I know that's where my focus is, and that's what my interests are in and where I want to be. And the downside of going that route is that I just turned 24, but in 2 years I lose health insurance. 26 you're married is when you lose health insurance from your parents. And so it's something you have to keep in mind. A lot can change in 2 years. Again, we know that. But, got to keep that in mind when I'm, looking for jobs in the near future. And the other thing, too, is a retirement plan, 401k, and other benefits that I get at a traditional law firm job or corporate America job that I don't necessarily get working in something like a startup or a smaller, starting out company. Not to say that, again, in 2 years, that won't be the case for these companies, but who knows? So that's been a slight stressor for me as well, and just really navigating, knowing what I want to do and knowing that I may need to be patient and do something else and then go there. I'm very passionate about launch fast and adjust and just start and see what happens. But, when it comes to something like this, it has to do with money and finances and job security and just, providing for myself. It's a little scary and there's a lot more at risk. So I'm not risk adverse. I'm very impatient, so I'm not risk adverse. I kind of just go all in and then kind of figure it out later, and hope I don't make too much of a fool out of myself while I do it. And that served me really well, my resilience and my ability to just keep trying new things and seeing what sticks. But yeah, so I've just been a little discouraged lately with not really knowing where I'm going to be in 9 months, and other than physically in Miami, but that could change too, but that's my plan. And, having job security once I get a job. But I know that, again, what's meant to be will be. Everything happens for a reason, and I am manifesting a lot for myself in 2022. I said it in my Thanksgiving weekend birthday episode that I have a feeling that 24 is going to be my best year yet, and I've been 24 for 2 weeks now, and although it's finals and it's really cold outside and there's a lot going on, I know that this is going to be the best year yet. And it's been a really good start to the new year for me, for my life, and then soon to be new year, calendar year. I got my a letter from the Florida Board of Bar Examiners with my test location, so I know what date I'll be taking the bar exam, or dates, there's 2, and where I'll be taking it. So you best believe that while I'm in Tampa for the bar exam, after the bar exam, I will be living it up in Tampa for a day or two before officially moving back to Miami and starting my life as a lawyer and a full-fledged adult. And that is wild. I have a really good feeling about 2022 and just all the blessings coming my way. And I've never done a vision board, but that's something I really want to do this year, is create a vision board for myself and really just manifest it. And I want to get more into journaling and meditation, more into meditation in the sense that I want to do it at all. But I journal on occasion on the BetterHelp app. That's how I do therapy. Not sponsored, but I would love if they could sponsor me. I'm really enjoying BetterHelp. And, but yeah, my blog and me talking to you guys on the mic is my therapy and my journal session. But I really want to be better about doing a morning gratitude session. But at night, I've been doing something really cool, which I don't know who told me about this, but someone told me to wrap my arms around myself and give myself a hug and say I love you every night before bed. And I don't do it every night, but when I remember to, I really make a point of just, saying affirmations to myself and saying, I love you and I'm proud of you and you've accomplished so much and you're going to do amazing things and I can't wait to see what happens, and anything along those lines. And then sometimes it's like something a little bit more personal or specific to that day or what's coming the next day. With finals, it's you're going to do amazing on your exam, good luck, you got this, you know what you're talking about, that kind of thing. So that's been really helpful, and just, I feel a lot better when I wake up in the morning when I do that. So that's nice. And then, so this has been a long rambling, I was going to say intro, solo episode, but I hope you guys enjoy these more casual chats, these candid chats. This is what this podcast is for. Sometimes you'll just get me, sometimes you'll get conversations with guests, but we're really just going to get into the realities of whatever it is. And for me, my reality is I'm a mid-20s girl just trying to figure my life out and, throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks in all aspects of my life. And I'm really, really proud of how far I've come, and that I started this podcast and that I get to do this for you guys. And I hope that I am inspiring you and I'm making an impact, and that 13 episodes in, because this is episode 13, you guys are loving this just as much as I am, and you're loving listening to it as much as I love creating it and marketing it and sharing it, because this opportunity has truly brought joy into my life in a way that I didn't know I even needed. And I'm really looking forward to what's next in 2022. But anyway, it is almost 1 a.m., so I'm going to sign off and go get some sleep, because tomorrow is a grind day for my final on Friday. When you're listening to this, it'll be Thursday already. But yeah, anyway, I just confused myself. I need to go to sleep, and I'm also hungry again, but I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna drink water and brush my teeth and go to bed and eat breakfast in the morning. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this really rambling episode. I really appreciate all the love and support on the podcast. We're up to almost 600 downloads in a little over 2 months, and over 100 followers on Instagram, and that just means the absolute world to me. So if you like this episode, please leave a rating and a review. Please subscribe and follow so you don't miss an episode. Please screenshot and share on stories and tag me, and tag at the Let's Get Candid podcast. Share it with a friend. Share it with anyone that you think needs to hear anything in this episode. And for anyone who's in college, grad school, or even high school, if you are studying for finals right now, I feel your pain, and we got this. We are going to get through this, and it's all going to work out the way that it's supposed to, and we will graduate, and we are going to do great. So with that, thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you guys next week.